Ford Mustang pace car ready to duck off for the first time. Here tonight, we will get set to fire things off. Gavin Sanders, you're inside. Pole sitter, waiting for it on the gas, and green flag flies here from Pocono Raceway. Race number 7 now on the clock. Field fanning out 3-4 wide down into turn number 1. Julian Alton is still right there in the top spots, trying to take a little bit more position, getting forced out to that outside, losing one spot from second back to third. Sanders gonna lose the top spot to Damage as Damage tries to take the race lead on the first lap down into the tunnel turn. Side by side, your top 4 positions on the track. Shane Coogan 7th and 8th with Victor Santos. Oscar Gonzalez out there as well, making up some positions all the way back inside the top 10, running in the 9th position. Matt Houston, also race first driver, that 66 can help his team out. Only 20 points needed here tonight for race first to secure the Constructor Championship points here. So a lot of different things can be decided here tonight from the Tricky Triangle in the Apex Sage Coaching Pocono 300. Damage beginning to set sail battle right there. You see it on screen. 3 cars all tucked in, nose to tail. Gavin Sanders, Luis Gonzalez Nunez, Julian Alton right there in that blue machine. That number 1 on the front of that Indy car. Back-to-back series champion allows him to run that number. Alex Van de Sant closing in the 17. Drivers beginning to sort themselves out. Looks like that draft, that dirty air, going to begin to start to rear its ugly head a little bit further back through the field. Right here, battle for the spot inside the top 10. Matt Houston, Oscar Gonzalez, Dave Stedman, all right there, packed up with each other, making their way down the long pond straightaway into the tunnel turn. Small gaps beginning to develop. Another 3-car battle right back here. Ooh, very close right there for Christian Jasper and Gary Godso. Godso taking a spot away. Ooh, big slide job. Oh my goodness, that was pretty close, making their way out of turn number 3 for a spot inside the top 15. Still battling for the race lead though. Look up here, Gavin Sanders, Luis Gonzalez Nunez, trying to see who will go and try to catch that 82 of Damage, taking the race lead on lap number 1 and not looking back since. Damage showing some strength here early from Pocono. Still close battles all over the raceway. There you can see that long train of single file cars going all the way through the field. That's from about 5th on back to 13th, all piled up right there on top of each other, all within 3/10 of each other. The dirty air starting to be a little bit more prevalent for these drivers. Some of them may continue to try to run in that dirty air and possibly save a little bit more fuel. You're going to range right around the 30 lap mark in a green flag run here from Pocono Raceway on the fuel cell. So maybe some drivers might be going through the engine maps here, maybe changing the fuel consumption, trying to possibly extend the run. 120 laps here, so going to take at least 3, possibly 4 pit stops to make it to the end of tonight's race. We'll have to see how these drivers want to break them down, and it all depends also on whether or not we have a caution flags. Change everything, changes fuel strategy, changes the running order, and changes more than likely who has a headache. And out of tonight's race, Pocono is not very forgiving, especially in these open wheel cars, as we continue to watch a battle at the front of this field. Battle for the second spot as Luis Gonzalez Nunez has Julian Alton all over that gearbox as they slowly begin to reel in that 82 once more. Damage with company now as Nunez closes in down the back stretch into the tunnel turn number 2, down the short chute here to, actually that was going from the short chute into turn 3, back down the back stretch now. Do apologize about that. Little close battle back there. Dave Stedman looks like he's having some issues. Christian Jasper going to make his way by Stedman. Anthony Concha now making his way by Julian Altena. So Altena having some trouble as well. Altena falling through the field all the way back now. What has happened to Julian? And it looks like that nose may have got some damage here. Taking a look through timing and scoring, not seeing any indicators on anything happening to Altena. But it does indeed look like the right side of that machine is damaged. See if we can't get a better shot of it with maybe one of our drone cams not being able to actually catch it right there. So some trouble early for the one of Altena. Jumping back to some more battles, a little bit more action on the raceway for you. Gary Gonzo, Christian Alesho's got Craig Forsyth, Isaac Morse. There you see last week's race winner making his way up through the field. There you can see him right there ducking to the inside of Matt Hudson. Marcus Hudson gonna lose that position as Morris tries to take that race first machine a little bit further through the running order, now sitting 7 spots up from where he started tonight's race and now inside the top 15. Drivers continue the green flag run early here tonight, but a few drivers have had some trouble getting around the track. Julian Altena had an issue, scraped the outside wall. That is what put that one machine down and onto pit road, losing some laps very early here tonight. Luckily, it is early. If we should have a rash of trouble and chaos, Altena may be able to find his way back into some points-paying positions here tonight. Otherwise, it's going to be some tough sledding from here on out. Back at the front battle, and new race leader Luis Gonzalez Nunez takes that top spot with the pass coming out of turn number 1. They head down the back stretch into turn number 2, still with that race lead. Nunez on the bottom, keeping control of the race. Here comes Sanders. Sanders right there as well. So 3 cars now with a chance to lead the race. Only 2 race leaders all race long so far. More battles throughout the raceway. There you can see a big group of cars making their way across the front stretch. Dave Stedman, Alexander. Five cars packed up right here all the way back to the 19th position. Diego Perino, last driver right here in this little pack. There you can see him, 3rd car inside lane. This little scrum of cars being led by the 81 of Christian Alesho. Isaac Morse right there. There you can see him, that familiar black and red race first machine, as Woodall starts to make some ground up as well. Drivers mixing it up. It looks like maybe some contact. No contact between any drivers. They just make their way through the corner a little bit unconventionally. Caution flag flies. Looks like Dave Stedman may have been involved in this one, so yellow flag on the speedway. We'll check out and see what happened with Stedman. Oh, and hard contact with the outside wall, ripping off that right front tire. That is a hard lick for the 74, so tough break there for Stedman. That's going to do it in for him. That's going to put an end to his night. We'll jump back up front live once again with your race leaders. Turn 3 Racing Network for the Velocity Online Racing Season number 3, race number 7. Green flag back in the air for the Apex Aids Coaching Pocono 300 on the gas, and away they go. Field fanning out. Looks like drivers losing A little bit of hardware back there on the speedway. May see a debris caution here momentarily, or may just have a crew member jump over the wall, go snatch that up real quick. Nobody's seen that. Nunez able to skate away from Sanders, who's got his hands full of Damage. Damage has Coogan, Gessler, Van de Sant, and Santos right behind him. Oscar Gonzalez. Gonzalez in the 11 machine sitting right there in the 8th spot, up 2 positions from where he started tonight's race. But once again, a man on the charge through the field, now inside of your top 10 for the first time tonight. Isaac Morris going to cross the line in the 8th position as he takes a spot away from Oscar Gonzalez. Gonzalez down into turn number 1. Morris up 14 spots from where he started tonight's race. Christian Jasper looks like the 67 machine has had some issues. He's down on the pit road. He's going to give up a little bit of time here. Will he make his way back onto the speedway? Doesn't look like he's had any incident reports, so maybe just a little scuff of that outside wall and wanting to check over his machine. These open. Oh my goodness, Dakota Damage, I believe that was very close with Gessler. And indeed it was. There you can see Damage trying to make his way by Thomas Gessler. Shane Coogan off in the distance. That 29 machine sitting in the 3rd spot as they run right now. Luis Gonzalez Nunez with a 7/10 of a second race advantage over Gavin Sanders, who has right about a second over this battle for the 3rd, 4th, and 5th position on the track. More battles back through the back of the field. Here you can see another side-by-side battle. That's between Matt Houston and Marcus Hudson. 3 wide. There's Michael Jeffries involved as well. 3 wide down the front stretch in the rear of the field. And big move there by Jeffries. He's going to take 2 spots as he headed back in to turn number 1. Heck of a job. Heck of a way to grab some spots, man. Jeffries not afraid here at Pocono. Houston on to pit road as well. Looks like that is a scheduled pit stop for that 66 of Matt Houston out of the Raceverse stable of drivers. Keep in mind, we are already said it one time already here tonight, race fans. 20 points is all Raceverse needs to secure the points championship on the constructor side of things. Isaac Morris, if he could snatch one more race win, if he could win here tonight, that would all but sew it up on the individual, on the driving. Oh my goodness, caution flag flies, caution on the speedway. Let's see what this one's all about. Not seeing very much. See what this caution is all about. Oh my goodness, and who was that spinning through the background? And there you can see that 93 Maxi Stang. That's who it was. Hard impact with the outside wall off of turn number 3, and Stang's night is going to come to an end. On the gas once again is the 82 as Nunez comes up through the gears as well. Gavin Sanders, Shane Coogan, Victor Santos, Thomas Gessler, and Isaac Morris underway. Big battle there with Isaac Morris, Alex Van de Sant underway as they make their way through the tunnel turn. Isaac Morris gonna give up a little bit of ground. Here comes Gary Gotso to the bottom and around for the 8th spot. Morris gonna fall back to 9th. Shane Coogan in a battle as well with Victor Santos. Gavin Sanders right here in the mix. The top 3 drivers beginning to step away. Or top 2 drivers, I should say. There you can see a battle right now on screen. Gavin Sanders, Victor Santos, Thomas Gessler, Shane Coogan, all battling for a spot on the speedway. And oh my goodness, Julian Altena. What has happened to Altena? A crash for Altena. He's going to get off the speedway. No caution. We stay green flag here on lap number 46 of the 120 scheduled in tonight's Apex Sage Coaching 300. Battle beginning to ensue just in front of Isaac Morse. That's going to allow him to close in a little bit more on your top three drivers. Gavin Sanders and Alex Van de Sande, they're going to be battling here in just a few moments. That's the 4th and 5th place runners on the speedway. And indeed, Morris closing in as Van de Sande looks to the top of the speedway. Damage going to hit pit road. And that does look like it is a scheduled stop. Keep in mind, Damage going to have to come to pit road very early compared to the rest of these drivers, and he's going to have to look for this thing to go green for a very long time for this fuel strategy, this pit strategy to pan out. The 82 doing all he can, throwing all the stops out here tonight. The kitchen sink on the line. Damage has got to win some races here and get some points if he's going to want to try to snatch that championship out of the hands, out of the reach of that 63 of Isaac Morris. Watching a 3-car battle on the speedway. That is for 3rd, 4th, and 5th as they run. Gavin Sanders, Alex Van de Sande, Isaac Morris all nose to tail down the Long Pond straightaway. There you can see Van de Sande looking to the inside going into turn number 2. He'll pull side by side with Sanders way up the track. He's going to give up that spot, give up the run, and no, battle back with a good run off of turn number 2. Sanders takes that 3rd spot back, and here comes Morris down on the bottom of the speedway, hugging that yellow line. Great run off of 3. Van de Sande looks to the bottom, not going to be able to pull the pass just yet. Side by side into turn number 1. He'll have the advantage, the bottom of the speedway. Here comes Morris looking to the inside of Sanders. Sanders going to fight back through the center of turn number 1, gains back that 4th spot, but Morris hot on the trail, running in that 5th spot. Van de Sande taking over the 3rd and final podium position, and now back to the bottom goes Van de Sande, and Sanders looking for the 3rd spot. And caution flag flies, caution flag on the speedway. Looks like the 93 of Maxi Stang may have been involved in this one. We'll take a look back and see what happened here. There you can see already trouble for that 93 machine. We'll see if we can't back it up a little further. No, not being able to really catch it. And drivers back underway already, not quite as much of and a big scrum right there. Victor Santos, Isaac Morse, they scrap it out on the track, and oh my goodness, Isaac Morse into the outside wall. Caution flag flies, caution on the speedway. Your race, your points leader in trouble. Hard impact with the outside wall. That machine is destroyed. We'll take a look here, and there you can see Isaac Morris already with the contact. Oh my goodness. Back it up once again, see if we can't see that one. Ooh. Tough break. We'll run it back down from the green flag for you. Isaac Morris, one shot from the cockpit here. Let's jump on board with your points leader. Oh, there it is, way up the track. There's the contact, hard contact with Victor Santos. Santos into the left side of Morris, and that's all she wrote. Morris hard into that outside wall. Pace car at the bottom of the raceway. Field works their way back onto the front stretch on the gas, and green flag flies. Once again, here from Pocono Raceway in the Apex Sage Coaching Pocono 300, making a move now to the inside. Shane Coogan looks for a spot on Nunez. He's going to have that 2nd spot. Damage to the bottom to make the block. Damage going to turn off of turn number 1 with the race lead still in hand. Coogan up to second. Luis Gonzalez Nunez back to third. Gessler into fourth. And Gonzalez rounds out your top 5. Looking again, once again, all over that gearbox. Now to the inside goes Coogan on Damage. Coogan gonna take the spot heading into turn 3. New race leader for the first time. Can he keep the advantage? Working his way off of turn number 3. Drag race once again. Damage gonna edge out Coogan and lead that lap across the stripe right there. So not able to take that top spot just yet. Coogan still battling on the bottom. With Damage at the top, we have seen him run that high side and make it work. High side hustling here tonight, turning out to be the way to go for Dakota Damage. Those 4-lap older tires may be coming into play, may have a little bit more grip. He's going to slide right across the nose of Coogan into the tunnel turn. Big look to the outside for Woodall. Woodall not going to get the spot just yet. Rookie looking strong here tonight. Woodall is your highest running rookie on the track right now, running inside your top 10 in the 7th position so far here tonight. No real battle at the front to speak of. Dakota Damage still leads the field by 0.8 of a second. Shane Coogan has about the same gap back to the 3rd place runner, Luis Gonzalez Nunez. Oh, and hard impact with the outside wall. Christian Alesio gonna capitalize on a driver with some hard contact with that outside wall. Trying to look to see who that was. Oh my goodness, that was some hard impact. Not really seeing who that was on our screen either. My goodness. Everybody looks to be making their way around the track. No troubles for anybody. So we'll go back to this battle right here. Christian Alesio gonna slowly trying to close in on Diego Perino and Lewis Woodall right there, 6th and 7th on the track. Lap 75 underway out of the 120 scheduled in tonight's official race distance. Very close to that threshold, very close to that fuel window. They should be able to stop on pit road anytime soon and be good to the end of tonight's race here at Pocono Raceway in the Apex Sage Coaching 300 in Velocity Online Racing Season number 3, round number 7. In pit stops underway, Damage gonna bring his machine to pit road. He needs this to stay. Green flag from here on out if he is going to want to take back over the lead of this race. Does anybody short pit with him? No, everybody's going to stay out on the track. Everybody going to try to extend their run a little bit further, try to ensure they have enough fuel to make it to the end of tonight's Apex Sage Coaching Pocono 300 here from Pocono Raceway. And Damage still working his way off of pit road. 9.5 second stop for Damage, so a little bit longer than what is normally necessary as Oscar Gonzalez peels off of the raceway back in the background. The 11 down for his final green flag pit stop. He's looking to have a big time advantage with an undercut here is Gonzalez, but how long can Damage run down this field before he burns out them tires? How calculated is he going to be on his way back up through the field? There you can see on pit road still Oscar Gonzalez. Gonzalez makes his way now off of pit road. Gonna keep our eye on this one because that's gonna tell the tale. Already back and off of pit road, Dakota Damage makes his way around Oscar Gonzalez and gonna do away with him quite handily without any problems whatsoever. Back to the front of the field with a battle between Victor Santos and Alex Van de Sande. Right here battling for the 7th, 8th, and 9th on the track. John Christensen might as well throw his name back into the mix. The 44 looking strong here tonight. That 29 machine has a 3.3 second race advantage over Thomas Gessler running in the second spot. He's going to break away for pit road this time by. What's Gessler do? Gessler going to stay out, try to lead a lap here, put a point in his back pocket. His points very critical and very crucial to a lot of these drivers. Jeffries tries to close in some ground, tries to make up some spot. Matt Houston trying to get by, trying to keep him, Matt Houston trying to keep himself, I apologize, and caution flag comes out. Oh my goodness, Julian Altada involved in this one. So will we see a drive from Gessler or Gonzalez, Santos, or Perino to get to the front? And green flag flies once again here from Pocono. We are live for the Apex Sage Coaching 300. And oh my goodness, timing towers and scoring going crazy for us here tonight late in the going. But Victor Santos with a big move in the back. He's looking for a position on the 11 of Gonzalez. Van de Sande going to lose a spot to Leisho. Now fighting back once again is Van de Sande for that fifth spot. Leading the field, though, Shane Coogan steps away. Damage looks for the second spot on Luis Gonzalez Nunez. Close battle, second, third, and fourth on the speedway. Here's Luis Woodall looking to the outside with Dakota Damage. Can those two drivers sort things out? Because the man at the front crossing the line, 10 laps to go. Shane Coogan has an 1/8 of a second race advantage. These drivers gonna have to start to work with each other to try to use that slipstream, try to leapfrog each other, and try to run down the man at the front of the field, Shane Coogan, as he steps away. Anthony Concha with some issues. He goes around. He's going to have to get towed back to pit road. So now Concha on the list of drivers 8 up here tonight at the Tricky Triangle as your race leader. Shane Coogan makes his way through turn number 3 and back to the front stretch. Caution flag flies. Caution on the speedway. Looks like Michael Jeffries. A look back here and coming to it late and not apart. Staying attached to that 22 machine. He had some hard impact. Shane Coogan with control of the race still for this latest restart as the field makes their way into turn number 3. Ford Mustang pace car down there to the bottom side of the track will make that left-hand turn and will fire things off once again here from Pocono Raceway. Who's going to do what they need to do to get to victory lane on the gas, and green flag flies once again here from Pocono. Final few laps underway. For the Pocono 300 as away from the field scoots Shane Coogan. Battle back there for second, third on the speedway. Dakota Damage under fire from Alex Van de Sande. That's a battle for the spot inside the top 5. Van de Sande back in 5th. He wants 4th. Woodall right there breathing down the neck of Luis Gonzalez Nunez, who's all over your race leader Shane Coogan. Down into turn number 3. Battle for your top spot. Luis Gonzalez Nunez looks to, and contact with the outside wall. Coogan into the outside wall. That's going to slow him down. Here comes Nunez looking to the outside. 5 laps remaining here from Pocono Raceway. Who's going to have what it takes to get to the end of the night in one piece? Hard racing at the front as Coogan grabs that top spot. Back away, Luis Woodall, the rookie, running inside your podium spots as Alex Van de Sande and Dakota Damage, they still battle for 4th and 5th. Thomas Gessler in the mix in his 18 machine. Gessler going to take away a spot from Damage, move Gessler into the top 5. Close battle at the front of the field for the race lead. Still underway. Luis Gonzalez Nunez looks to the high side. Coogan on the bottom. Down through turn number 1. Coogan with the advantage for just a moment, but that run off of turn 1 works out for Luis Gonzalez Nunez. New race leader once again. Top spot goes to Nunez. He's going to fight back on the inside. Here comes Coogan to the outside all over the gearbox. Now the cutback, the switchback underway into turn number 3. Coogan to the bottom of the track. They'll pull even out of turn number 3. Drag race off of the corner exit. Give the advantage to Coogan. Nunez looks for a way to the bottom of the speedway. No, going to stay in the slipstream. Now jump back to the outside. Staying, covering that inside lane is that 29 of Coogan. He's going to force the 15 to the high side. Not going to work out. Going to have to utilize a run down the backstretch as Nunez falls 3/10 back off of Coogan for the race lead. My goodness, what a hot and heavy battle for the top spot. Alex Van de Sant, he's under fire back here with Dakota DeMage and Thomas Gessler 4th, 5th, and 6th on the speedway. Just 3 laps remaining, though, as your top 2 drivers begin to walk away from the rest of the field. Popsicle sticks on display for your race leader, Shane Coogan. Can he keep the hard charging? Luis Gonzalez, Nunez at bay. Nunez all over the gearbox, down to the bottom of the raceway in turn 1. He's going to pull even through the center. Will the high run work for Coogan? It does. He'll keep that top spot. Heading down towards the tunnel turn now. They're going to switch spots. Up to the high side goes Nunez, and down to the bottom is Coogan. Looking for a cut back once again is Luis Gonzalez Nunez, but covering that cut was Coogan. Heck of a job. Smart play there by Coogan. What's he do off of turn 3? Off of turn 3, check white flag in the air. Final lap, checkered flag next time around. Can Coogan keep Luis Gonzalez Nunez at bay? Doesn't look like Nunez has anything for him through turn number 1 down the backstretch with quite a bit of an advantage. Shane Coogan not going to have any trouble getting through the tunnel turn, but here comes the run by Nunez. He'll be there by 3. Nunez not able to get the job done through turn number 3. What a run to the end. Shane Coogan walking away with the race win. Walking away with the race win in the top spot, the 29 of Shane Coogan. Finishing in the second spot right behind him, the 15 of Luis Gonzalez Nunez. Rounding out the pole positions here tonight, the 59 of Lewis Woodall. The 18 of Thomas Gessler going to slot home in 4th. 5th place goes to Alex Van de Sant. Dakota DeMage finishing in 6th. 7th place goes to Oscar Gonzalez, while Christian Alesio finishes in 8th. 9th place goes to Victor Santos. And rounding out your top 10, the 30 of Diego Perino. We're going to leave you with a little bit of season number 4 preview. Here goes your season 4 upcoming schedule.